Oh my god, hello everyone, it's me Revan. I am back. I am very frustrated. I've been wanting to make this video all day. My internet has been crapping out on me. So I'm finally here. Hopefully my internet doesn't DC again. Today, I want to be showing you guys this amazing epic that, in my opinion, has kind of flown under the radar. He was an epic for the Sigmund fusion, if I'm not mistaken, and he is amazing. He has very little reviews, and I haven't, people kind of know what's up. These are the three places I'm gonna show you guys: CB, Faction Wars, and Dragon Slayer. But very few people seem to actually have tried the champion, and I didn't see any videos around. At least the two main channels that I watch, which are Hell Hades and Ash. So I'm gonna be showing you guys today on those three places. CB, Dragon Auto 24 team, he's in there as well, which is kind of crazy. And Faction Wars, I'm gonna show you what he does in there. Although my Skinwalker's faction is terrible, okay. I only have Scabrius plus Norog, so it's not gonna be very amazing, but you guys will be able to see, what the champion does. So, A1 Poison, this is why he's so good on CB. You basically have to get him in there with a counterattack setup. I have my Skull Crusher here, as you can see. Maybe my camera's in the way actually, but my Skull Crusher is right there. And it works very well in a counterattack setup because it is a 75% chance to poison when booked plus the Sniper Mastery, right? So 70% when booked plus the Sniper Mastery, that's a total of 75% to place a strong poison, which is really, really good. It is very good, and not only that, it has a 3.9 attack multiplier, okay? So for the amount of damage it does, it's a 3.9. It is a lot, and he has 1.3k attack base. So it's easy to pump his attack up to leverage his multipliers, which are all very high. So he does a lot of damage to CB, not only through Poison and War Master, which usually your Poisoners, that's all they're gonna do, right? It's Poison and War Master, that's all their damage. This guy actually does a lot of hit damage as well, which is why I love him so much. So, on to the next one. This is the Leech. I actually have this one disabled for my CB because I'm using Volgov there. I already have a permanent Leech, so I don't need it. But theoretically, you could also use him as your Leech champion for CB. Uh, it would only last for the first two rounds, turns, well, whatever it is. You guys know what I'm talking about. The Leech wouldn't be up for the stun turn for the CB if you did this because it's not an A1 leech, but it's disabled anyways. We don't care about this. But just for your information, because we are going to use this skill on Dragon and on Faction Wars, it is a 4.1 attack multiplier. So again, very high, very good. It is a very decent nuke. And then you have his A3, which, by the way, before I even read to you guys what it does, it has a 6 times attack multiplier. That is right. 6 times. It's so much. It's an insane amount of damage. It's gross, actually. And what it does is it attacks one enemy, and then 70% chance to apply a weaken, which is 100% after books. It is a 4-turn cooldown, and it also places a increase attack on this champion by 50%, which is going to further leverage all his high multipliers with his high base attack damage. And his passive, which means he does 20% more hit damage against enemies under poison. So this is why his hits are very strong on CB, outside of the poison, outside of the War Master. And so I have him built here. Let me show you guys properly because I only showed you the attack. He has 41k HP, which is really good for CB, I'd say, especially because I'm using Ursaga there. She has an HPR of 33%, which means his HP is even higher. His attack is very decent, 3.4. I'd say that's fine. You guys don't even have to go this high, honestly. You can go to 3k, should be enough. Defense is on the low side for sure. It's only 2k defense, but I have a very protective team, and he does enough damage to keep healing off the Leech, which I'm gonna show you guys. So it's enough. This is a basic speed tune, right? His 192. My slowest champion is Skull Crusher, obviously, because he places the counter attack on everybody. Crit damage, not very high, 172%. It's pretty decent. Max crit rate for sure. You guys want to do this for him because, again, he does a lot of hit damage. It's not about just the poison and just the War Master when it comes to CB on this champion. And then, obviously, you're going to need a good number of accuracy. 250 and above is usually fine for CB, although I'm getting away with 220 and 230 on most of my champions. But ideally, you want it higher. So this is his build right here. The other champions I'm going to be using that are on my CB team is Ninja. You're going to see here how his damage is going to like... It's not going to like rivals Ninja damage, but it's going to like... It's going to be pretty close in a way. I can show you guys. It's just better if I show you, but I guess I'm showing you my CB setup since we're here. Ninja, okay HP again, also low defense. If you guys you'd like to get your defense up to at least 2.8, I'm gonna say. A sweet spot for CB, in my opinion, is between 2.8 and 3.5 defense for most cases. Again, I don't really need much here because I have a very protective lineup, but he has 206% crit damage and 3.5 attack. And he also has his passive, right, which scales like crazy for hitting CB. And these things are the only reason why Ninja does more damage than Scabrius. Scabrius, if if Ninja didn't have such a good passive that makes his damage scale up as the fight goes on, Scabrius would be dealing just as much damage as Ninja, which is insane. Now, obviously, the passive is a part of Ninja's kit, so kinda can't really say that, but it's still pretty crazy how much damage Scabrius does. So I'm gonna show you guys every champion just, to help you guys with your own teams at home, I guess. This is my Skull Crusher, 47k HP, a little on the low side considering he's my ally protect champion. 3.4k defense, amazing, don't need any more than that. I did give him 100% crit rate and some crit damage, as well as a lifesteal set, because he really needs to heal up a lot from protecting my team, and he wasn't healing enough before, so I had to do it. Accuracy, you want it as low as possible, so he doesn't place the heal reduction on the CB, which is useless, and it's going to take up a debuff slot. So, I talked about Ninjas, Scabrius, Skull Crusher, so now it's Volgoth. Volgoth is amazing for CB. He is my leech source, of course, and he's also my stun tank, because he doesn't really need to do anything. His A2 is disabled, obviously, and his A1 is going to synergize very well with Scabrius, because it's going to keep increasing the poisons. 3 hitting A1, basically every hit has a 40% chance of increasing any debuffs that are already on the target. Put Sniper on there, like I did, and it's a 45% chance of increasing those poisons and any debuff I throw out there. And by the way, guys, all these champions have the correct CB Mastery, which is either War Master or Giant Slayer. And his build, 59k HP, very solid with 2.3k defense. This is basically all I need for him to be a stun tank. Decent accuracy, so he can actually increase the debuffs, and then he is speed tuned, no necessity for crit on him. He does heal a lot from the Giant Slayer already, so he doesn't need it. And then here's the star of the champion that I pulled very recently. This was the last legendary I pulled on this account through my Void Shards. She is here bringing my decreased attack and decreased crit damage, which is also important, as well as her passive, to be honest, because it decreases damage from crits by 30%, plus the crit damage reduction here. So it makes the run way more consistent, right? Because sometimes whenever CB crits, it makes your run go all crazy. But since she reduces the crit a lot, it's pretty stable. Her A1 doesn't matter, she's just gonna be like healing off of it with War Master on top of the Leech. And her A3, which I booked today, actually brought me to a 3 key on the Ultra Nightmare CB, which I'm about to show you guys. Because basically, her and Skull Crusher are alternating the ally protect, which means my Skull Crusher doesn't take as much punishment anymore, and the run lasts way longer. And also, Ninja always cuts in line because of his A1. He kind of like, his speed tune is not done correctly because I'm also using him for Arena. So don't copy my Ninja speed. This is not for CB, I'm also using for Arena. So he always has ally protect now, thanks to me having yours again. Alright, I talked a lot. That was 8-minute explanation. Okay, that was way too long, I'm sorry. So let me show you now what this team is capable of and what Scabrius is going to be doing here. So right off the bat, Ninja gets the burns out there. Well, I actually got resisted on my decrease attack. Good thing is only turn 1. Okay. That never happens, by the way. It's just because I'm showing you guys. My decreased defense is coming from Ninja. You can see their Scabrius already hit the boss for 41k damage without having any poison on the boss, which furthers his damage, right? Right there, again, that was 56k damage from his hit alone, guys, from the Scabrius. That was not the War Master proc. The War Master was the one that did 67, 68, again, 43k hit. So he's doing a lot of damage already, even though the weekend has run out. And you guys can see how my team works here, basically. He's gonna start stacking those poisons in there. Volgoth is my stun tank. And there we go, we got a decreased attack now. That was a weaker hit because he didn't have his attack increase from the A3, but still, he just brings him a lot. It's a lot of damage, a lot of poison, and you're weakened source. Something I was gonna tell you guys, which is an important tip. There is a support mastery. You know the first two support masteries, there's one that gives you 800 HP and the other one's like 10 accuracy. If you give your champion the HP mastery, it will actually dissuade CB from stunning that target, and it's how I managed to have Volkov as my stun target instead of Ursaga, who was the target before for being the leader. So that's a very important tip that somebody told me. I had no idea about it. Basically, it works because CB counts that mastery as an additional buff on top of your champion. Look at that, guys. 84k damage on his hit there. Incredible amount of damage. That is higher than a War Master proc. A War Master proc right now with decreased defense and weaken out on the boss does like 70. It is 77. Dude, I can speak around. 77 or 78? No, 67, 68, sorry. K damage. So he is doing more damage than a War Master proc on those hits that he has increased attack on and poison on the CB. Now, obviously, his damage is lower right there when weaken isn't out on the boss. And he also doesn't have his increased attack, but right there, he dealt 59k. And don't forget that his build isn't that crazy. He only has 170 crit damage, which makes these hits that he's getting absolutely crazy. If you guys have better pieces and you can like dedicate a whole build to him, he is gonna do a ton of damage to CB. And you can see the Volkov synergy right there. He goes in with the A1. Look, he just increased the poison right there. So that also leverages my Scabrious damage. Tons of poison. That's basically how my team works right here. These are my two DPSs, Ninja, Scabrious. So I wanted to show it to you guys. Nobody's been talking about Scabrious. I think he's a crazy champion. I have what's basically a budget build on him. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I managed to give him enough accuracy, decent HP, and decent damage. Because again, 170 crit damage isn't that insane. Nor is the attack I was able to put on him. So he can even do more than you guys are seeing here. Again, 64k damage hit he just did. Outside of the War Master. It is insane, I'm telling you guys. And the only reason he can't compete with Ninja is because of that pesky Ninja passive. That scales all his attack and crit damage up as the fight goes on. So this team should be at 3-key now. I tried it earlier, but now I'm recording, so it might just go wrong because I'm recording. That's how it goes, right? Which is very nice, because I started at a 5-key a mere month ago, and then I reduced it to a 4-key, and now it's a 3-key thanks to the Ursaga pull. So I wouldn't really recommend for you guys to use Scabrious if you don't have counterattack. I'll say that much. Because then you won't be leveraging his A1 for the poisons, and I think he'll deal way too low damage at that point. You could use him without a counterattack setup for the Leech, like I said, but at that point you might just have a better champion with an A1 Leech, right? Like a Mordecai or something like that. I think Mordecai has a Leech on his A1. Maybe I'm mixing him up with another champion, but you guys know what I'm talking about in general. So, this team should go to turn 29, just about, 28, 29. It is pretty consistent now. Very happy with it. And yeah, that's it. Look, Ninja just dealt 110k damage from his hit because of his crazy passive, and Scabrious tries his best to keep up. He just did 71k, which is still a lot. Ninja's a monster, right? He did get stunned right there, which is really bad. Sometimes that happens. So, I was telling you guys about the mastery, right? That makes it so your champions don't get stunned. I have it on everybody here except for Ninja. And the reason I didn't give it to Ninja is because he goes into Veil when he uses his burn. So most of the time when the CB is about to do the stun, he's veiled anyways, so he can't get stunned. But sometimes some turn meter trickery will happen, and then what you guys saw happens where Ninja gets stunned. So that is the little RNG I have on this team. And I can't afford to take away the 10 accuracy from Ninja Mastery to give him the HP, because he's already too low accuracy as it is. I finally maxed out my Great Hall Magic Affinity accuracy today, which helps a bit, but he can't have more than 240 accuracy right now, which is too low. I'm gonna have to do a bunch of regears. I'm waiting for the Fragment Summon. Are you guys excited? The epic from the Fragment Summon seems very good. I'm excited. Definitely excited. I think you could do some cool things with him plus Tylestia together, which is also another amazing epic. Either way, this has been a good show of Scabrias, I think, for the CB. And then I'm gonna show you guys Dragon and Faction Wars, and we're done here. This is gonna be a longer video because, you know, I had to explain my entire CB team, and also, which I might cut, actually. Maybe I'll only leave the Scabrias explanation, and I'll show you the stats real quick on the other champions now. Because I don't want the video to be too long. I'm a new YouTuber, right? People don't want to watch like 20 to like 30-minute videos of me. So this looks a little bit unlucky. My Volgoth is dead. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to hit 3 key damage here, which is basically like 23 to 24 mil if you want to be 3 king. My Volgoth died way too early. I still have Leech out there, so I might be able to reach 3 key damage. But interesting. I still have some revisions to do on this team for sure. But you guys can see how my team works too, right? Between Ursaga and Skullcrusher swapping the Ally Protect. Now we might be dead because we don't have Ally Protect anymore. But we reached the 3 key damage, which is the important part. 23.5 mil right there. So that is enough, provided, you know, if you get 23.5 mil for all 3 keys, you're gonna get the 70 mil damage, which is what you need for the 3 key. And I basically got to 24 mil. Okay. So let me show you guys right here at the end. Look at that, guys. That is insane. You cannot tell me that is not insane. This champion is so underrated. Nobody's talking about him. 7.7 mil damage. He barely did less damage than Ninja. And Ninja is a crazy CB champ. Everybody knows that. He even he did get stunned for one turn, but it's not that big of a deal to make such a big impact, right? Insane damage. Insane damage. Once again, I'll show you his stats. They are not that good. I'm free to play. I don't have the best gear. 3.4k attack, I'll admit that's pretty juicy, but 170% crit damage is not that high. And he's dealing insane damage. So that's why I wanted to show you guys. Scabrias for CB, don't sleep on him, especially if you have counterattack. Let's go on to Dragon. I recently made a Dragon 24 auto team with Scabrias in it. So here we are, first wave. Sorry, I paused the video for a bit because there's a lot of dogs barking, but they won't stop. So sorry for the noise, I guess, guys. But as you can see, he's gonna apply his leech here, and that was a decent damage hit. I mean, it wasn't anything crazy. There was no decreased death or anything out there, but it's a pretty decent hit. All things considered, that it's mostly for the leech, right? So I guess I can talk about my team a little bit here. You can see this is a full control team. None of the waves get to do anything. All these champions are strong affinity here. Ninja, Horndig, Scabrias. I have the Ninja Freezes. I have the... what's her name again? The Seals Stuns. And I have the Horndig's turn meter reduction. So as you can see, as well as Haikatun's turn meter reduction. She is booked, so her A3 has a 100% chance to reduce turn meter. So they don't get to play at all for the most part, except for when Spirit Host does what she just did. But it's not really a threat. If somebody dies, still has the revive. So we're covered. We're basically just gonna wait here for these two champions to die. They're kind of annoying. I'll drink some water in the meantime if you guys don't mind. Oh yeah, killed her. Get her, boys. Now, hopefully my Horndig doesn't A3 her and reduce all her turn meter. Because then, there's still the mastery. Hopefully she takes a turn and dies. Come on. I'm gonna take it off auto. Okay, his A3 was on cooldown anyways. Because I don't want to sit here forever. I'm making a video already. There we go. That's enough. That's enough. It's so annoying when you're doing these waves. It happens in Faction Wars too, which is the wars. Because you might just get stuck on your Faction Wars team. Against champions that just spam unkillable. Or whatever they do. My camera is kind of lagging. I don't know what's happening. Hopefully it's okay for you guys. Why is it lagging, actually? I'm looking at OBS right now. Weird. It's not supposed to be lagging. But as you guys can see, like I said, full control team, right? It's just gonna... It's gonna happen just like the first wave. Everybody's gonna get frozen, stunned, turn meter reduction. I could cut straight to the boss, but for the sake of transparency in a way, I'm gonna show you guys the whole thing. just so you can be sure that what I'm saying is exactly what's happening, right? Maybe you wanna, maybe you have similar champions and you wanna know what's going on. So, kind of boring though. I don't have much to talk about. We just sit here now, I guess, and me speak English, of course, because why not? So basically, the big thing about Scabrius here for the boss is obviously poisons are very important at taking the boss down and making sure he doesn't get his skill off. But honestly, I'm gonna level with you guys. Ninja is already doing that through the burns for the most part. So the poison is not that significant. But if you don't have someone like Ninja who's doing like an incredible amount of damage, like look at the damage Ninja does. I'm not even gonna need the poisons to prevent the dragon from doing his special attack. But if you're not using somebody like Ninja, as you can see there, the 5% poison is already out there. Scabrius definitely got you covered in that sense. And he also gives the weaken, right? So once again, same thing as Clan Boss. Poison and weaken, he's going to be providing you. Like I said, Ninja is kind of stealing the spotlight here. But Scabrius can do it by himself, for sure. The only reason I'm not showing you guys without Ninja is because then I would lose the control for the waves. And I don't want that. I don't think I would be able to reach the balls if I removed Ninja. So I could really show you guys. But Scabrius basically carries this. But the most important thing is the leech. Look at that. We took a hit, we took a bunch of damage. Now Scabrius places the leech out there, and we are all full HP again. Watch Horndig. He's going to heal up to full here again. Bam. He did his A1, so he didn't heal up to full. But if he had any of his A2 or A3, he would have healed up to full. So Scabrius Lich doing a ton of work here, as well as the poisons and weakens. If you don't have somebody like Ninja to just absolutely obliterate the dragon like you're seeing right here, there's no way this team would ever die thanks to Scabrius Lich, and so his poison would slowly chip away the dragon, which would net you the win either way. Because as you guys can see there, the dragon can only kill me if it does 2 hits without me being full HP, right? And it's 2 hits to kill me. And if everybody's constantly healed up, thanks to Scabrius Leech, and then he's placing the poisons and weakens out there, you guys should be able to use him to take the dragon just fine. Even though Ninja is still in the spotlight there. That's basically what should happen. Now the last place I can show you guys is Faction Wars. Again, my Skinwalker team is actually really sad because the only 2 really useful champions I have here are Norog and Scabrius. The rest are kind of scuffed. I'm gonna have to level them. It's one of my weakest factions in the entire game. But what you guys will be able to see here is, look at the damage first off. Very good damage for a skill that's mainly placing Leech, right? To keep your squad alive. So, very good damage on that A2. He places the Leech out there, which is gonna help you. It's gonna help your faction survive, especially if you have other AoE hitters like Norog with an AoE A2, who's gonna be able to take advantage of that Leech. And you can even change his masteries. If you're not gonna use him for CB, you could give him like Savage and Helm Smasher as his tier 6 offense mastery, and he would absolutely obliterate through these waves. Because don't forget, he's at a hybrid build here, because I'm using him for CB. So this is not necessarily a AoE Scabrius build, but look how much damage he's still doing while placing the Leech. I know I have already said that like 10 times, but I just think it's frankly amazing. I'm in love with this epic. I think he's very good. So his single target hits also do a lot of damage, as you guys are going to be able to see, if he doesn't get a weak hit. So yeah, weak hit again. All right. The game is really trying hard to make me look stupid. There we go. 9k without any decreased defense on the targets, pretty decent. Like good damage here again. Excuse me. Together with Norog, they dealt a lot of AoE damage, a lot of burst. If you have somebody like... Actually, Razin is Lizard, right? He's not Skinwalker, so never mind. I was gonna say together with Razin, they would do a lot of AoE burst, but those are 2 different factions. But either way, I think I was able to illustrate my point very well of how good this champion is. You guys saw how good he is for CB with the poison, with the weaken, and not only that, but his very juicy hits that deal a ton of damage, regardless of the poison and the War Master. And then he also brings that same thing to Dragon. Dragon is very similar to CB in a way, in the way that you damage the Dragon, which is poison, it's burn, and it's War Master. So if he's good for CB, he's also going to be good for Dragon inevitably, as you guys saw. Again, I'm gonna show you his stats. Nothing crazy here, to be honest. Kinda low defense, kinda low crit damage, but enough accuracy, decent attack. So this has been it, I guess. This has been the Scabria's spotlight, highlight, show, whatever. I wanted to show you guys this champion because I think a lot of you have him from the fusion. You guys probably fused him, and if you're free to play and you're hurting from a champion for a champion that needs to fit basically everything I just showed you, you guys may do well to invest in. So that's it, I guess. Long video. See you guys. Thanks for watching.